because I won't have on too long. Hiya! So I hope you guys are all enjoying your week. I'm in my last year at secondary school now. I'm in year 11 and I cannot wait to finish really. But I'm excited for this year because I have all my exams, so I just want to work as hard as possible to try and get the best grades I can achieve. In this video I'm going to be doing some back to school advice. I've received quite a lot of messages asking me, Lanika, what's it like in secondary school? And, oh, I'm going to get lost. Or how do I stay organised? Or what do I do if people aren't being nice to me? And giving you some good advice and tips. And I feel if I had known this when I was back in year 8 or year 7, I would kind of have embraced it more and just felt like I belonged at school. This video is meant to help you and is meant to just support you and give you a positive experience on school. So I hope you like this and let's get into the video. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is getting organised. School, you do not want to be rushing around at 7 o'clock in the morning. You just want to go out the door and just be ready for school. Actually, you don't want to be having to pack all your things. You don't want to have to say, where's my blazer, where's my school uniform, because that is not what you want to do when you're going back to school. So I suggest packing your bag the night before like I do. I always put all my things out on my bed and then put them into my bag nicely, and I think if you just shove it all in, then you're carrying a really big bag of junk and you don't know what's in there and you don't know what to find something. When the teacher says get out your planners, you're just like, what? Where is it? So I would suggest packing your things the night before and getting all your uniform organised. If you see me looking down, I have written a few things which I want to talk about. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is homework. Please complete homework. That is the most easiest thing that you can do because A, the teacher's not with you, B, it's going to help you with your studies. Don't leave it to the last minute. I used to do this. I used to leave my homework until the last minute. It used to be 12 o'clock at night and I used to be really, really tired and I just wanted to go to bed, but I said, Mom, I've got English tomorrow, I have a controlled assessment and I need to learn it. So I would stay up all night, I'd get no sleep and I'd be really stressed out in the morning. Or you could do another thing, you could ask your friend for help. But then what I find is if you and your friend do homework together, if it's maths, fair enough, because you're going to get the same answers if you get them correct anyway. But if it's English and you both use the same character name or the same sort of scenario or plot or the same explanation in geography or something like that, you will get punished because your teacher will be like, hey, so Thomas, yours looks kind of like Jasmine's work. So that's really not a good idea. So remember to complete your homework because it's one of the most easiest things you can do. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was revision. I've told you I'm in my last year at school, so I have all my big exams coming up. I've got my mocks in December and January, and then I have got my proper exams in May and June. So I'm going to try and start revision early. If you're in year 10, or if you're going into year 10, or you've started year 10, you've probably started year 10 right now, start revision because you don't need to revise every day. Just at the weekends, revise for 10 minutes, revise over your science or your geography or your English, because that way you will start and you'll get into a regime of revising and learning your work, like recapping your work. So I think you'll find it easier when you get into year 11 because lots of people for revision, they sort of cram in all their revision and it doesn't really enable them to learn as efficiently as they would have done if they spent time revising. Go to bed at a reasonable time. I know I sound like your mom and I'm telling you to go to bed early, but it is really good and it is vital to go to bed at a good time. I'm not giving you a bedtime because I'm not your parent, but I'm just saying sleep is just vital. If you don't get enough sleep, you'll wake up really grumpy, your brain won't develop, and you will not understand work as much as you did if you had a good night's sleep. When you haven't a good sleep, you wake up feeling refreshed and happy. You don't feel really depressed and angry, and you actually want to get on with the day. So remember to go to bed at a reasonable time. Notice how I didn't say early because it all depends on what you want to do. Try and turn off your phone especially and your Xbox or your laptop 1 hour to an hour and a half before bed, because this way you will be able to wind down easier and your brain won't be as stimulated hung out. So I think either read a book or just, I'm not sure, just chill out with your family or something. Just don't keep texting, because I know you like to socialise, but don't do that until like 2 in the morning. Just try and get some sleep. The next thing I want to talk about is waking up on time. It's vital to wake up on time because you don't want to be late, because breakfast is vital, but waking up on time is a must, because if you wake up really late, it's not going to do you any, you're just going to be in a rush, you're going to be stressed. If you have a test early that morning, you will just forget everything and you will be panicking. I'll tell you this story. Once I woke up at, I think it was 8:30, and I literally got changed, ran downstairs, got in the car and put my makeup on the way in the car on the way to school. I got to school and everyone was like, Danica, what's that? And I had my compact powder. I used it with a brush, and obviously we go over the speed bump. It got all over my blazer, and that wasn't a great look. So always try and wake up on time. Even set what's it called, an alarm on your phone, because I find that really works well. Or I know now you can get these lights, but they're quite kind of expensive. But if you do struggle waking up, if you prefer waking up to sunlight like you do on holiday, then you can buy one of these solar lights. They're about £60. You don't need to get those. An alarm's fine. Just try and get out of bed. And then also have breakfast, because I know how I feel when I don't eat breakfast. I have a really bad tummy, and I also get dizzy and lightheaded easily. I get more grumpy and agitated easily. I just don't like the feeling. So even if it's just cereal or even a breakfast bar, as long as you're eating something. So also try and walk to school with your friends. This way you'll be able to hang out, socialise and speak to your friends about the upcoming school day. You'll be much more laid back and you won't be as nervous about going to school, because your friends will be in exactly the same position as you. You'll just have a laugh before school. Or if you prefer walking on your own, then just pop in your headphones, just listen to a few tracks and you'll be chilled out, you'll have a bit of me time. When you go into form, or you might call it homeroom, try and say hi to everyone. I think that actually is a really good thing to do when you go into form. So you just walk into form and you just say hi to people. It will make their day better, and it might make your day feel better too. Just because I think if you greet someone with a smile and a hi, even if they weren't planning on approaching you, then why not approach them? Also, if you're just starting year 7, then you will make friends. You'll make friends really easily. But I think some people, they wait, they have a shield around them and they don't want to speak to people because they're really nervous and really shy. Just go up and approach someone with an approachable face, or just anyone, because you never know what someone's personality is like, even if you haven't spoken to anyone. I think as teenagers we judge people too quickly, so we haven't even met someone, we haven't even spoken to someone yet. We just see a girl sitting in our maths class. For example, we're in year 7 and we've just seen a girl sitting in a maths class. She's not speaking to anyone and she looks really upset. Why don't you just go and say hi? Don't think, oh, I'm not speaking to her. Just go and approach someone. You never know. You'll gain a new friend. So that's a bonus. In lessons, I really want to make this really clear, because you need to listen so much in class. Because in science, when we were doing our ICEs, our teacher has a really big whiteboard and displays all the data and information that we needed. I just didn't think I'd need that, so I had this big data analysis sheet and I was like, okay, I'll be able to do that later. No, you need to copy that information. You need to know that information, because it's so important to listen in lessons. Even if you sit next to your best friend, which I do not recommend, just blank them out for a second and just listen to what the teacher's saying, because they're not going on for no reason. Trust me. Really wanted to make a big point was, don't get upset or hurt by anyone. If anyone is trying to put you down or say nasty things about you, or just make your school life horrible, just let it go over you, just ignore it. And I know You've heard that so many times, and it's really difficult to. Everyone's just like, oh, ignore it, because they haven't actually experienced how hurtful and how painful it is for people to actually be mean and horrible. Especially if you're on the other side of it, you're receiving that horrible, those name calling or whatever is going on. Just ignore it, because if you are resilient, they won't affect you. It won't. If you're comfortable with who you are and if you accept yourself, then people can say anything and that won't destroy you. Well, I've experienced it as well. It's really difficult. Just ignore it, because in the end they're the victim and they're the people who have nothing better to do. So just be strong and just stand for what you believe in and just be comfortable with yourself. I think if you're happy with yourself, then life will just follow and you'll just keep going up from there. So one of the last points that I really want to make is just be happy and kind and generous, and just try and be friends with everyone at school. You probably might not be able to be friends with everyone because everyone has their own opinion and people judge other people like that. So just be happy, just really enjoy yourself at school. I'm in my last year now. I just want to make the most of it, you know, because I won't really see everyone from school when I leave school. I can't wait to go to college, can't wait to go to university and fulfill my dreams. Just, you're at school for 4 years, well, secondary school, high school. I really enjoy school, and I think you should all enjoy school, because just be happy that we've got an education. There's some kids out there who haven't got an education. They are still so happy and content with life. So just try and enjoy school while you can. Remember to follow all those other tips that I've given if you want to. They'll help you achieve good grades. Just enjoy yourself and be happy, comfortable with yourself, and you'll just enjoy life. Just try and enjoy it while you can. I think I've said enjoy more than 16 times in this whole video, but I hope you found this useful. Comment down any other things that you would like to know, how you experience school, if you enjoy it, and any other tips which you think others would find beneficial. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye! Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go!